I wanted to return to Logan, Utah for a long time. It's a very special place. In a way, I want to be able to share that with other people. This project is the result of the American Rivers Tour, which I started in 2017. In order to accomplish this goal as a producer, I started to make some phone calls to a guy named Jeremy. He answered the phone waist deep in a river, and he told me, hey, you know what, I'd love to help you, but I've got a fish on right now. Can I call you back? And I was like, absolutely, you can call me back. And in time, he called me back. And in time, he introduced me to Chef Gomez. His focus is on nutritional food service. He's an expert fisherman. I mean, he lives here to fish. So we spent the day together talking about fishing and cooking.
Streamers are always a good option, but I think today we're gonna just do a few nymphs with an indicator. Primarily they're in their holding lies right now, so we'll fish to them and kind of see where they're at. But they're really spooky right now, so I think our best bet would be to find some deeper pocket water that they're holding in. So what I'm doing is just working the inside seam right now, tossing up. After 4 or 5 casts, I'll bump out another foot or two, kind of really work each area. You don't want to pass up good water. You may have a fish that'll grab in that pocket after maybe the 6th cast. So you got to give the water and the fish an opportunity to grab. The resident fish back in the 1900s, that was the Bonneville cutthroat. So when the settlers came through in the 1890s, 1900s, they wanted to stock, fish, and so they introduced brown trout rainbows. So when that happened, it kind of displaced the natural Bonneville cutthroat habitat. Colin's got a good fish on. Colin is on the board.
Boom! That thing's moving. That's not a piece of wood.
Yeah. Fish on. That's all you had to say. Put the rod down, came running up, and a good fish.
Where did you learn to cook?
Well, when I was a kid, I took care of my little brother. My mom was always working, single mother, so you kind of learned how to cook, or you'd eat top ramen. So I'll just season the steaks there. And then what I'll do next is just what a lot of people call like a dry rub. I know the pan's really hot. I don't want it to catch fire. What I'll do is I'll take some of that residual oil, spread it around. That's really it. I think really the key to that is really getting that pan really hot. Compound butter is just a flavored butter. You could put garlic, you could put chives, you could put your favorite herbs in there, make it real easy. I don't really like vegetables a whole lot, but we'll sear it, put a little bit of butter on it, and some honey apple vinegar, and it's really good. That's a good way to get your veggies in. And then we have potatoes as well, the Yukon just potato that I sliced, and that's pretty much it. That's lunch.
The honey and the greens and the Parmesan on the potatoes.
Yeah.
They really add a little bit of luxury to the dish.
When I made the compound butter, I did a test plate to try the compound butter. I thought it was a little bit sweet, which is good. And that came from the blackberry, so I thought, what would cut through that?
Who would have thought that I could find a real chef with background, integrity, and the ability to fish like a maniac right here in Logan, Utah? All right, you finish up and then we'll move back onto the river.
Okay. Woo! In the clutch, baby! We had Colin 2 up on me. I'm like, I'm gonna stay here all night. You guys can leave, stop filming. I have a fish to catch.
We're wrapping this up with the steak at my place. And what was cool about it was that day that I went out into my garden to harvest to match Chef Gomez's recipe, I came in and I made the dish. We plated the dish of the skirt steak with the raspberry compound butter and arugula and red curry squash and escabeche. And it was dinner service. And I looked out into the dining room and there was an attractive couple sitting at the bar who hadn't eaten yet, and I didn't know them, and they seemed to be very happy. So I just asked them if they'd like to start with a steak. The next thing I know, I had made some new friends. So again, the American Rivers Tour brought me forward. The idea of this thing is to show people how my life professionally at Estia's Little Kitchen in Sag Harbor, New York, can bring interest and commonality to people in Logan, Utah, or other places in the country. And that's the unique thing about what I'm doing here with the American Rivers Tour. I'm extending my life as a chef in one little place. I'm choosing places that are important to me, and I'm making new friends. Now I have a friend that's a chef and a guy that I'm going to go fishing with for hopefully another time in my life.